Hello, everyone, and welcome to our webinar. Today, we are discussing Tarleton State University's certificate program in crime analysis. And I am pleased to be joined today by two faculty representatives from the program. As they're going through their presentation, if you do have questions, we ask that you submit them using the Q&A box or the chat box, and we will handle those at the end. But for now, I just will turn things over to them.
All right, welcome everybody. My name is Dr. Simukina, and I am both the program head and the coordinator for this particular certificate. And today we will be talking a little bit about different levels of the crime analysis certificate that we have here at Tarleton. So first of all, let's talk about what crime analysis is. So crime analysis is something that has been around for some time, but for some people, it's still a pretty new concept. So as you can see, the program is mostly about data-driven decisions, about analyzing crime patterns, about supporting the investigative support by data-driven decisions, as well as teaching some spatial analysis and mapping skills. In terms of the focus of the program, it's open to all majors. It's also open to people who are not currently degree seekers at Tarleton State through the extended education. So this could be taken at the undergraduate level or graduate level. And like I said, it also could be taken as part of the continued or extended education program. We developed this program about 6 years ago in partnership with the TaxLean, which is the Texas Law Enforcement Analyst Network. And the TaxLean is the main organization, professional organization for crime analysts in state of Texas. And they're also a representative of the state of Texas in International Association of Crime Analysis, which is the international organization representing all the different crime analysts around the globe. So graduate certificate is a 4-course program. And for those of you who may be a criminal justice major, you would immediately recognize that at least 2 of those courses are also a required core courses for your master's degree, which is the applied data analysis and applied research design. So if you were to pursue a master's in criminal justice, in order for you to get a crime analysis certificate, you only need to add 2 more electives, which is the Introduction to Crime Mapping and the Introduction to Crime Analysis. We typically offer Introduction to Crime Analysis in fall, and we usually offer the crime mapping class in spring. So depending on how you start the program, if you start it in fall, you can finish it, the certificate, pretty much in 2 semesters. If you start it in any other semester, which is possible, you can start it in spring or you can start it in summer. It will take you 3 semesters to finish it. The undergraduate certificate is slightly bigger. It has 5 courses. And similarly, if you are a criminal justice major, you probably would recognize we have courses in methods of CJ research, CJ statistics, and also course on criminology. All of those are required core courses for your degree. So if you are a major in criminal justice, again, as an undergraduate, all you need to do is to add 2 more electives, which is the introduction to crime analysis and introduction to crime mapping, and you would be able to claim this certificate. For those of you who might be undergraduate students, make sure that you actually declare this as a certificate, because just completing this sequence alone would not necessarily provide you with a certificate. So there is a form, you have to talk to your advisor, you make sure that it's reflected on your degree plan. So what can you do with a certificate in crime analysis? Well, first of all, of course, one of the major avenue for a job pathway would be law enforcement. Local, state, and federal law enforcement agencies are always looking for crime analysts. Of course, if you are just at the introductory stage, it's unlikely that you would be able to get immediately into state or federal agency, but it's very likely that you would be able to start in a small local agency as a crime analyst or somebody who is preparing to become a crime analyst. We also have in the past students who went to private security and the corporate risk teams, and they also used skills from crime analysis to support the data-driven decisions in those corporations. Finally, you could also do research. I do have a number of students who took crime analysis and crime mapping courses and later decided that they really, really want to do research in spatial criminology, for example. And some of them went all the way to become doctoral students, but some of them just completed a thesis at the master level and continued their research. So all of those are possibilities. Well, and this is a very brief introduction to crime analysis from me. And I also have with me Laura Weaver, and she is an instructor who is also a crime analyst. And I would like her to say a couple words about the profession, how she teaches her course, and what crime analysis is all about.
So, like she said, I'm Laura Weaver. I teach the Intro to Crime Analysis course. I have been a crime analyst for about 17 years. I have over 20 years of experience in the law enforcement field. Um, I actually really love teaching this course. I love given the knowledge that I've learned over the years. In my course, we go over data collection, databases. We go over Excel. I teach basic pivot tables, contour charts, different charting. I go over some formulas that we use in Excel every day. I also have lessons on Microsoft Access. And at the end of the course, which I think is the most fun part of the course, I give lessons on knowing your audience whenever you're writing analytical products and how to make a crime bulletin. And then at the end of it, we kind of tie everything together and we do like a whole analysis from some data that I was able to get. So you do an analysis on the crimes and then make like an analytical product and turn that in as kind of the final assignment. So it's a lot of fun. I think that this field doesn't get enough recognition. We do some really good work in my job. I get to not only deal with statistics, but I also get to work with detectives and I get to research suspects and do a lot of fun stuff like that. It's really a rewarding career. If you want to go into law enforcement, but you don't necessarily want to be a police officer, it's a great career to get into. You do a lot of work, and sometimes I don't think we get recognized enough, but it's very rewarding.
Thank you so much to both of you. For our live audience members, we're now open for your questions. And so if you have any, please go ahead and submit those using the Q&A box or the chat box, and we will handle those shortly. In the meantime, I did have a few questions of my own for you. So I think it's very interesting and also very fortunate that this is its own standalone product, if you will. You can incorporate it if you're at the graduate level. You can pursue it if you're an undergraduate student, or if you're from outside of Charleston State and just want to bolster up your skill set. You can also pursue this independently as its own standalone credential. So I think that's amazing. For those of us who are on the graduate side, well, let me back up and say you had mentioned for undergraduate students, they need to make sure that they've completed the form to to be recognized for the 5 course sequence that they've done. On the master's side or the graduate side, for people who take the 3 courses that are needed for their certificate, is there anything special that they need to do to receive their certificate?
Um, so it's not 3, it's 4,
It's
right?
4.
So
I'm so sorry.
4, just to make sure we're not confusing anybody. But
Absolutely.
if I'm not mistaken, they still need to have a declaration of the certificate. It's done with the advisor or program coordinator, Master's of Criminal Justice coordinator if you are part of the degree. If you are a graduate student in another program, any other advisor can declare it for you. But yes, it needs to be declared the same way as a major or minor in order for you to have it, and it should be reflected in your degree works and degree plan if you want to do it.
And do people need to be coming from a criminal justice background in order to pursue this?
No, I mean, most of the time it is criminal justice majors who are interested in this, but it's open to majors from every program. Typically, we do get some people who are coming from public administration. We do have people on the undergraduate level coming from legal studies. So most of the time, of course, those would be people who are or students who are studying something in the related field. But I also had students from business major who actually decided that they want those skills because the skills are really, you can transfer them to pretty much any field outside of criminal justice because, like, Laura said, she teaches, for example, pivot tables. Pivot tables in Excel is something that we do for every field. So you can learn how to do it in relationship to crime incidents, but you can also learn how to do it and apply it to pretty much anything. So it is a great program to transfer skills to whatever field you need. But it is, and for that reason, it is open to majors from all, programs.
Very good. Well, it was very interesting to hear you discuss the career paths and the different sectors and forums that people can take this education to. Can you talk a little bit about maybe some success stories you've seen, how people have used this credential to elevate themselves wherever they may be, whether it's a law enforcement agency or government or private sector, what have you?
Sure. So I think this is a really great certificate for people who are trying to enter the field. We have a number of inquiries. Just recently, we had somebody from Lubbock who inquired about the crime analysis certificate. And, what's happening is a lot of times people in administrative roles and administrative support roles at the law enforcement agencies find themselves given those additional tasks that are pretty much crime analysis, but nobody provides them with a training. And I forgot to mention, but we don't have a lot of programs in crime analysis in general. We do have one in some Houston, we have one here, and then there are others that are mostly just related to not colleges, but to like a specific centers or like, nonprofit organizations. So that's why we get contacted by people from pretty much all over the state because the program is fully online.
Mhm.
So this particular person I'm discussing from Lubbock was in a position of an administrative support and for a while was given all these additional tasks and was not able to complete them because she didn't have skills. And when she was able to have the certificate and show that she has the skills now, she was promoted officially to become a crime analyst. And their agency really didn't even have a crime analyst position, but the chief was so impressed with her ability and was able to create a position and elevate her from being an administrative support person to being a crime analyst. So this is definitely a good stepping stone for people who want to get into profession.
Well, and I appreciate you clarifying that this is all fully online because I don't know that we said it that directly before, but uh, distance does not have to be a barrier to anyone in terms of enrolling in these courses. They're all 100% online, so that's fantastic. Well, I'm not seeing any questions from our live audience members. Is there any final parting words you want to say before we end for today?
Well, since we did talk about the online stuff, if you are an undergraduate student, the 5 courses could be completed also face to face. So this could be a hybrid program if you feel like it, or like we said, it could be a fully online program if you're interested in something like this. Most of our face-to-face courses are in Stephenville on the undergraduate level. The graduate program are only available fully online, so you would not be able to do hybrid version, but you would be able to do face-to-face version. I'm sorry, online version only. I do get this question a lot, so probably something to consider is, these are mostly asynchronous online courses. So we did not run them as asynchronous ones, so you don't have to log in to a Zoom or any type of specific time session, because a lot of times people, when they take those certificates, they have a very different schedule. So we find that flexibility of asynchronous courses works best for professionals who are interested in these courses. But you do have live support. If you do want to talk to a faculty, we always provide students with an opportunity for a Zoom, or I know, for example, especially in like a crime mapping course, a lot of times the faculty would actually be like on synchronous Zoom, pretty much showing students certain things on how to do mapping, because this is just, sometimes easier for them rather than typing an email. So we definitely have an opportunity for Zoom sessions if needed, but otherwise, this is a fully asynchronous online courses that we offer for flexibility.
Very good. Very good. And we all know flexibility is key in this day and age.
Yes,
Well,
ma'am.
thank you to both of you. This has been so interesting to hear you discuss more about the certificate program. For our live audience members, I want to be sure you're aware that the recording of this presentation will be available to review on demand on the Tarleton State University College of Graduate Studies YouTube channel. So if you do want to go back and rewatch it, certainly feel free to do so. And if you know of others who could benefit from this certificate program, we hope that you will share the recording with them as well. So I
Thank
think
you.
with that we can end. Thank you to both of you, and I hope that everyone will have a great rest of your day.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you.